Cosmic Highway, another one of the runners. A bit stop-start, but he's proven his quality time and time again.
Well, Cosmic Highway, yeah, after the diadem plates this in February, we gelded him because he wasn't taking much. He just wasn't putting it in. We gelded him and he had a long break, and he only had 2 runs in his Durban campaign, which were fair runs. And also another horse that will need to run under his belt to bring him where I want him to be. But he is a top horse, and he was in the top 5 of his generation, and running placed in the Guineas and things like that. And 1400 metres is great. He enjoys the 1400 metre trip. You've always got to respect him, but also not at his peak yet, but doing well.
Bright Green won on debut. Can we see that type of run repeated here or closer to that?
Well, Bright Green badly needed his last run. He'd been out for a long time. We almost lost him. He had a colic up. He ran once in Durban, he won, and then he ran 5th unplaced in the Group 1, or was it the Group 2, which I think was in July Day last year as a 2-year-old, and he ran unplaced, and he got a nice rating of about 104. Brought him back to Cape Town, and I had 1 run, a lot of weight on his back, and I was getting him ready, and then he picked up a virus, and we had to ease up on him. And then he landed up developing colic, and he landed in hospital. We had to operate on him. So he was badly in need of his run. And I've used this race. He needs another race under his belt, but to bring him on. But he's in great shape, after the colic op, and he worked nicely this morning. But a run will do him good.
Runaway Song. He typically goes a little bit further. Is this just a comeback run or a run that he'll need?
Yeah, he'll probably also need it. Horse had won the Derby over 2,400 metres. I got a bit of a double whammy winning the Derby. They reduced the stake, got a small trophy, but we won the Derby, and then gave me a penalty from 95 to 116. So he hasn't raced since then. But it was a very good win in the Derby. He beat a horse that's always knocking on the door. But he's a big horse, and also no grass work, brought him back, vaccinated him, and I think he's quite a versatile, talented horse. Although there's a little stamina on his female line. I think a run will do him good, a blow will do him good over 1,400 metres. But I looked at him this morning; he's looking pretty round.
Race 9, you've got Symphony of Light. She goes to 12:50, and she has had the form over the sprint trips.
Yeah, she should go a mile quite comfortably. But I did have in a race the other day over a mile, and then it was washed out. And I said to Terry and Annabelle, put in a 12:50 because these horses need to get on the grass. They need to race. But you can never leave her out. She's a big racy filly. The 12:50 could be a bit tight for her. She won at 1,200 at Kenilworth, which is a completely different race, as you know, you've ridden before. So, but including the exotics.
Dean, thank you. All the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's Dean Kannemeyer taking us through his runners, and looking forward to a brilliant day on Saturday.